All right, my friends, as you can see, I am in the blue room. Now, this blue room was Timmy's room from 7th grade until his 3rd year of college. And then after that, Kenny moved in. Kenny lived in here for a year, I believe, before he passed away. Of course, we made his original room, the yellow room, into his memorial room, but we didn't have room for the belt stand, so we hung the belt stand up here in the blue room. All right, now I'm going to use my arm and get in front of the camera. How's it going, my friends? Hope you can see me. All right, now. Of course, the white belt is where you start. That's the night 2. Because we have night 2 in this style. 10 if there's a kids program. And I talked about the kids program, I believe, before. Now the kids program, starts out in the 10th coup is the white, and then and then it would be either a baby blue or a pink belt, and then after that is the orange, and then it will go to yellow, and so we'll add up, and the yellow, of course, is the 7th coup. All right, now, this is the teen and the adult program. The teen and the adult program. This was Kenny's belt, because Kenny went up and did the teen program. The 9th coup, white. 8th coup, white with the yellow stripe. 7th coup, yellow. 6th coup, green. 5th coup, blue. You see his blue belt is big, because it was the only size they had, but he wanted it. It hung down to his knees. It was hilarious. Right? But he loved it. And then the 4th coup is the purple. That's why I actually start helping, letting the kids help and instruct and stuff like that. The belt on the instructing stuff for going for black, because it's part of the requirement. Alright, and then he didn't put the stripes on his brown. He didn't want the stripes on his brown, but there is 3 levels of brown, and the brown belts are the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st coup, and then the black is the 1st stand. And this was his belt stand that I put together for him for the Christmas of the year he died. And I'm going to step right here in front of the camera here, if you can see me. I'm not sure if you guys can see me. But this is his certificate that I wrote. The kanji pretty much says everything. The kanji says everything that's on here pretty much. It's Kenny's name. It's the dragon symbol, and it's karate, do, and it's my symbol of Wu. It says, I honorably promote Ken the Dragon Kerofsky to Shodan, 1st degree, in the art and way of Shuri Tiger Wu Karate Do. Now, and I was an 8th dan then. Now, when I created my style, this fell over. When I created my style, it was originally Shuri Tiger Wu Kinpo. Alright, Shuri Wu Karate, and Jiu-Jitsu. That's what that meant. Then the tiger from the Hung Gar, Kung Fu. Wu meaning tradition, because I kept some traditions in it, even though I combined it together. And then the Kenpo, because I did American Kenpo. So it was like pretty much all my styles, and I created my own style from those styles. And a little Taekwondo, but the Taekwondo's not in there. Well, I guess it would be with the Do now. But then I changed it to Karate Do. But there you go. Let's step back in front of the camera here. And hope you enjoy this video. This video is going to be reflections of Master Stevens and all my other senseis and masters and instructors that passed. And I miss them all. I know I only have one living, and that is Ed Booz, and he was one of my instructors in American Kenpo under the tutelage of Grandmaster Ed Parker. So that's going to be my video today. Is going to be a reflections and memory video. Enjoy the video coming up. Alright, my friends, got my moved face because I have mixed emotions. Of course, I'm happy and sad. I'm happy to be a master today, and that was through Master Miriam Stevens, who put in for my mastership, I guess you would call it, in the martial arts. A master in Shuri Wu Kenpo. Shuri Wu Kenpo. Alright? I'm a 9th degree black belt. And I'm proud of all my accomplishments in the martial arts, which I have talked about my martial arts journey before. Alright? I got my notes here, my note here. You know, it's hard for me to remember all the dates when people were born. Because all my masters and senseis have all passed except one. Except one. There's only one still living. Because Sensei Jess Mills, my first actual martial arts instructor. I'm not talking about Michelle Fox. Who taught me some self-defense and a teen, I guess you could call it a teen self-defense program. I'm talking about my first martial arts instructor. Jess Mills, born in 1940, the same year as Bruce Lee, and the same year as Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is still living. Chuck Norris, I believe, is 80 years old now. Wow. And he still kicks the bag. And then he died in 2011. We were in Colorado that year, the year that he died. And I didn't hear about it until afterwards. Sadly, I missed his funeral. I would have loved to have been at his funeral. He's the one that taught me Shuri or Matsumara Shorin-Ryu. There's a name Shuri-Te, Shuri-Ryu, and then Matsumara Shorin-Ryu. It's all pretty much all the same style. I trained with him since I was 10 years old, 1976, until I joined the United States Navy. And I would come home on leave and visit him at the dojo. And of course, that was under the tutelage of also Grandmaster Robert Trias. Robert Aguero, tongue-twisting name for me, Aguero. It's actually his real middle name, also known as Alberto or Alan, but his real middle name was actually Aguero, Auguirre. He would come to the dojo from time to time, and it was really nice to have met him. He was born, of course, in 1923 and died in 1989. And of course, after joining the Navy, I got into Hungar, Kung Fu, and American Kenpo. I met Master Wong. Actually, I was in Hong Kong, and he taught me the Tiger Fist of Hungar and the Plum Blossom Hand, which I did the Plum Blossom form in the video. If he was still alive today, he would really be up there, because he was born in 1898. 1898, wow. And he died in 1996. So that's a long life. And then I met Master Sankoshi as he went by. I was in Tokyo, Japan at the time, and that was pretty cool to train with a master, an actual Okinawan karate master, was from Okinawa, but he was visiting Tokyo at the time, and that was cool. That was fun. To learn the breathing form. And the stepping, and the breath, and each step. And he was so precise when he taught us that. Just a couple of days though, but it was just awesome to have met him. He was born in 1904 and he died in 2002. He called his school the Pine Tree Wind School. Now, back to American Kenpo Karate. My instructor was Ed Booth. He's still alive. He's the only one still alive. And I trained under the tutelage of Grandmaster Ed Parker. It was so awesome to train under his tutelage. He was born in 1931 and died in 1990. It was the same year I was going up for, I believe, my Brown test. I was actually officially a blue. But since I had karate knowledge, I got to skip a few ranks. But he kicked. The story is though, he kicked me in the gut so hard I felt it. So I earned that belt because it was like, you want the belt, and he kicked you. There's actually videos of some of these tests on YouTube. I was actually trying to find the test that I was in, but it was pretty cool to be kicked in the gut by Grandmaster Ed Parker. And now, a moment of silence and memories of these great masters and senseis before I go on to talk about Master Miriam Stevens. Alright, so you can see my belt, my red belt. The belt that Master Stevens helped me get. Alright. Don't know a whole lot, but I do have a lot of stories. But I'm not going to share each and every story with you. I can tell you that Master Miriam Stevens was born in Florida. What city of Florida? I don't know. He was born in Florida. Born on October 20th, 1948. I had 58 written on my biography thing. It was a typo because I thought he said he was born in 58 when I was talking to him. But he was actually born in 48. But he really did look young for his age because he was in such great shape. You know, martial arts keeps you in great shape. It does. He died on May 3rd, 2020, at 12:48 a.m. 12:48. It was complications due to a lot of different factors. He did get the coronavirus, but there was some underlying conditions that he had, and his heart ended up giving out. He did go into a coma. And I'm telling you guys, this COVID stuff is real. It's no hoax. I don't care what you believe Trump. It's no hoax. There's kids that get sick from it. Kids are also vulnerable. If you haven't seen my video of keeping the face covered, practicing the 6 feet social distancing, washing the hands constantly, staying active, keeping yourself healthy, trying to find things to do when you are cooped up in the house. I made a video about that. And we will all get through this crisis together. And many of us have losses. We got now close to 100,000 losses in the United States alone. And there's probably more and more COVID losses because many also died in their own homes. So, got a story in my head. This one was funny. I believe it was I'm not sure, because I graduated 85, so I'm not sure what class reunion this was, but this class reunion was gosh darn, it was funny, because I was going to go in my gi. I had my white gi on. I put my black gi on today. And I'm showing off my patches. I talked about my patches before. And that's just why I put them in this particular order. Because this is normally on the sleeve, normally right here. And normally it would have the eye thing right here. For the kimple. Anyway. So I meet Master Stevens right here in Rock Island at one of the boathouses, on the Rock River, and I'm like, dude, are we supposed to be here? Because he would drive from Peoria just to train me, and they was teaching me the oil form for my 8th degree black belt, and I had to learn this oil form, Chicken no Iku. And man alive, we were doing it all up here. Kind of like up here, by boathouse. And we were just doing this all for them. We see these bright lights. And we're looking. I was like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Because the cops came. Because I heard his key iron and we were making noise. And somebody reported us and the cops came. And they shined a big, searchlight at us. We're looking at the cops and Master Stevens is like, this is my student. Teaching them the OR form, the EQ form. Because the OR is called the EQ in Okinawa. And the cops are like looking at them kind of like scratching their head. They're like, I'm gonna have to try to practice martial arts somewhere else. You're disturbing people. So I was like, well, I gotta go anyway. And so, the cops didn't leave. They didn't arrest us or nothing, but the cops didn't leave. And I was like, I ended up going down to the Crash Union, but I didn't go into the Crash Union because as soon as I got close, the music was so loud. I was like, well, I had my black belt on. I had the block and the two stripes. That was a 7th. I was going for my 8th. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna go in there. It's too loud because loud noise is hurt me. But that's one of my favorite memories of Master Miriam Stevens, because he was born and raised in Florida. And then he later came to Illinois, at the Rock Island area, for a short time. His family was into contracting and marketing, and they were well-to-do. Stephen, Master Stevens, they call him, Miriam, he didn't do all the stuff that the family normally did, okay? He got into karate. He said he trained under Jess Mills, but I was not able to find him on any roster. But Jess Mills did train thousands of people. There was thousands of people that came in and out of his dojo. Jess Mills taught judo, jiu-jitsu, and much more Shuri. So Jess Mills taught a variety of things. And like I said, a lot of people came in and out of his door. I don't remember seeing him with Jess Mills because I got into Jess Mills after Stevens out. I was under 10, and this was after doing some self-defense classes, like I said with Michelle Fox, and then later I got into the karate, and it was actually a fight in 9th grade wood shop back in '81 that really pursued my interest of keeping up karate. Because I was a kid, as a kid was doing Monday to gymnastics and playing my bitty basketball. And I was even doing in-court volleyball and all these other things as a kid. My mom and dad told me I always wanted to be a garbage man when I grew up, But I never became a garbage man, of course. I ended up joining the Navy. And that's when I talked about my story with how I'm linked to Trias, Robert Trias, because he was a Navy man as well, and he was a Golden Gloves boxer, but I was a martial artist. But we have something that was pretty cool. But I got a little sidetracked. So he did get the influence from the Jess Mills like I did, Master Stevens did. And then he went on to other teachers, got into Shunjuru Kempo, and taught in Peoria for a little while. I understood. Because that's when he would come back and forth to teach me. And then after his dad died, he went back to Florida. But he traveled around a little bit. But I miss him. I miss him with the stuff that he did, with the big influence he had on my life. Him coming back and forth just to teach me. That was just, it was great that he did that for me. You know, I needed somebody to keep up my influence. But I guess I could have went to Mall, because Mall's Academy is right downtown, right above where Jess Mills' studio used to be. But I didn't. It was Master Miriam Stevens that influenced me. That the sacrifice he made for driving back and forth. A lot of times we would train at a hotel. He would get a room for a couple of nights. I'd come over. He'd say, "Hey, we're gonna go into the not the actual lobby, but what is this rooms behind the lobby? The meeting rooms. In fact, sometimes they actually even have tournaments in those rooms on hotels. And we would go back there and do the spirit. He would bring his, I don't know how he would get his Okinawan spirit, get the permission to get it into the hotel. But he actually had a real, actual Okinawan spear when he was teaching me the spear forms for my 7th degree black belt. But these are the things that he would do for me. And man, that guy was just awesome. He admired and respected me that much that he would do that stuff for me. And then, of course, we went to Florida, and I didn't get to see him. I hardly ever heard from him after that. And then he ends up passing away. So that's some of my memories of Master Miriam Stevens. All those days of training. He kept me moving in spite of my ailments, in spite of my bad shoulder, my tendonitis, my stenosis, my back. I feel the pain all the freaking time. But yet, I still do my biking. I still do my martial arts. Because I don't quit, because I'm still alive. And I'm not going to quit. When I'm 60, I'm going to make Grandmaster. And I'll make a rap song with I'll be Grandmaster K. They call me Grandmaster K. Hey. Yo. Now I'm just goofing around there. Those were my senseis, masters, grandmasters. Some memories of Master Stevens. Hope you enjoyed this video. Some reflections and some thoughts and some memories I had. And Stay safe from the coronavirus. Practice the hand washing. Wear the mask when you're out in the public. Try to stay active. We're all going to get through this crisis together. Blessings always, my friends. Blessings always.